Collector Sookie here with a review of the Kamen Rider Exade Proto Gashat set. So this is a Premium Bandai set that rounds out the last 3 Protos that we needed to finish our collection, should you have been collecting them through all the various very difficult means to get them all that amounted to a lot of money if you didn't live in Japan, and a lot of money if you did live in Japan, because sometimes it was just really hard to get them. But I digress. I'm not bitter at all. Here we have the Proto Shakariki Sports Gashat, the Proto Jet Combat Gashat, and the Proto Dragonite Hunter Z Gashat. The 3 main ones that were featured toward the tail end of the show, Shakariki Sports and Jet Combat, were in possession of Laser Turbo, as you can tell by the cover right here, and Dragonite Hunter Z. Proto was in possession of Graphite in this series, as you can see right there. So, pretty cool. I'm glad that they just kind of rounded it out in a nice, simple manner. I would have just appreciated a full Proto Gashat set from Premium Bandai instead of what they did, but hey, Bandai gotta make their money. This was about 3,600 yen or so, give or take, depending on when and where you picked it up on Premium Bandai. Of course, if you picked it up through middlemen and stuff, as most of you probably did, it was a little bit more. I think I paid like 50 for it, I think, at the end of the day, from Toe Collectibles, I believe. So, not terrible or anything like that for 3 Gashat. So without further ado, this was released in October of 2017. So let's get this open and take a look. Alright, here we go. So we'll take a look at them one by one, and then we'll do all of the fun interactions with the other toys. But I do want to point out real quick that these are done up in a similar style to the Gekitotsu Robots one that came with the Gashat Case. And by that, I mean, this isn't a sticker that you put on. This is just a pre-applied label that is already on there. You don't have to put these front stickers on either. You don't have to do anything. You pull a tab out of the back and you're good to go. So, with that in mind, 4 of these are going to look like this. And the other 6 are going to look like you put them on crooked, because chances are you probably did. So yeah, that's a little bit of a bother, but hey, it is what it is. We can't really do anything about it at this point, but Bandai, you bother me. Anyway, here we go with the Shakariki Sports. Just the monotone logo right up there. I love Shakariki Sports. It's really great. So go ahead and hit the button. So that's not really any different at all. The jingle is different though once we put in the gamer driver. Here is Jet Combats. Most of these aren't going to be too much different other than the monotone color. Monochrome color, rather. Monotone? I don't know, whatever. And finally, Dragonite Hunter Z, which I really like. I love the whole dragon head that this one had. Really cool. It's one of my favorites of the base Gashats. It's pretty cool. And you have that for that one. If I remember correctly, that's Graphite's kind of mutation sort of sound when Graphite turns into the Graphite Bugster. So that's a really cool little addition for this one. So pretty cool. I dig that a lot. Yeah, Zato, I get it. These ones just cycle through their normal sounds, just like all the previous Proto ones did. So yeah, very, very good. So let's go ahead and bring in the gamer driver and check these out. Alright, first up is forgot they do that. So, quite different than the actual normal level 2 transformation, which I dig a ton. And just for reference, here is the normal Shakariki Sports jingle. After we wait a couple seconds, of course. Still remains one of my favorite jingles. And in case this is something you want to hear with your ears, that was a whole lot of jingle. Yay, genericism! Is that a word, genericism? Probably not. And just as your usual reminder, that does the same thing no matter what you do. I'm not going to do it for the other ones, I promise. Alright, on to... Forgot again. Sookie. I am a Kamen Rider. Oh, that failed. Another one that's a little bit different, for reference. I actually think I like the Proto one a little bit better. They just don't play nice with each other at all, ever, really. And finally... And it's really cool because the first part there actually references Graphite's attack, which I think is a nice little element since this is the main Gashat that Graphite uses to mutate into a really cool looking Bugster. So I dig that quite a bit. And just for reference, here is Dragonite Hunter Z's normal tune. I was apparently set on laser, and I didn't know. For those that remember, you could cycle through the different modes for the different characters on this one, and you can't with this one. Obviously, this one's a lot more basic, and that entire concept wasn't invented yet when Proto actually made this Gashat originally. So this one doesn't have that functionality, but it has the cool Graphite transformation sound instead. So it's a nice little trade-off, I suppose. Yes, I'm gonna do it. And I was still on laser. I do like the way the two heads up there look, though. That's kind of neat, I suppose. And I almost ended this video forgetting to do Laser's actual transformations with these. I'm a terrible person. This is probably like one of my favorite forms in the show just because it's a bike wearing a bike, and then when he was on a bike, it was mind blown. And for Jet Combat, and there we go. He never used Proto Dragonite Hunter Z, so I'm not even going to bother doing that. And there's what all the Protos look like in the case, all safe and sound. These should actually probably be switched, and this one actually shouldn't even be in the case at all, but I wanted all 10 black ones together. They all want to be in purple, just kind of screwed with me, it really did. So that about does it for this set, and it's a hard recommendation. If you've been collecting the Proto Gashats up to this point, then of course it's a must-have if you didn't pick it up when it came out initially anyway, to complete that set. If you're not going after all the Proto Gashats, it's really up to you. These are kind of cool, and I like having the Graphite transformation sound in the Dragonite Hunter Z Proto, but it's really up in the air on how necessary this is. Now, granted, these are the three that were featured most in the series, other than Mighty Action X, obviously. So if you're only gunning for things that were in the main series, this is still kind of in that realm of necessity. So ultimately, it's really up to the kind of collector you are. They're Proto Gashats. They are exactly what I expected them to be, and so in that regard, I'm not mad or anything like that. I knew exactly what I was buying, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and I do like the Graphite transformation noise in the DKH1 quite a bit. I dig it. So, that about does it for this review. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.